Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Ruskiff here again. Welcome to the second video tutorial on Expression 3. We're just going to cover some very basic things. We're just going to cover printing today, that's all, just printing. I'm going to show you how to print to the Garland console and how to print to chat, and probably a good segue to talk about client and server integration. Now, so very simply, all we're going to do is just system.print and then hello world. Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit, because obviously the whole point of the tutorial isn't just to show you how to print something, but how to understand what's going on. So what's going on here is you have every function in E3, or every non-user defined function at least, is on what's known as a library. So the system library is where you're going to go for all of the internal functions that aren't part of a component or an extension. Okay, so things that are vital core functionality to the language is on the system library. Okay. And if you go into the helper, which I'll do now, you'll see that under libraries we have, you won't, probably font's too small for you to see on the screen capture, but there is a list of the system library functions down there. We won't go into too much detail, we're just going to now show you this. So the system library, and then with a system, on the system library you want to choose what function you want. Oh, excuse me. So we simply just put a period or dot there to append on a function that we want to call from the library, and then we feed it some values. In this case we're just feeding it a string hello world. That's it. So when I spawn that in world, you'll get the word hello world, and then 2 seconds later you'll get hello world again. Now, this is because E3, unlike E2, runs both server and client side. So for every player connected to the game, there will be an instance of the code running on that client's PC. Okay, and that's useful for rendering on the client, or doing specific tasks regarding that client on the client, so that the server didn't have to process all that and do all that work. It also means that rendering things like screens is much faster, but that's for a later video. Okay, so as you see, we had hello world print both client side and server side there. We got 2 hello worlds, as you can see in there. So yeah, so if I want to demonstrate how to separate these, all you need to know is that there are 2 types of code block for defining what you want to run on. So the server code block, which is just the word server with some squiggly brackets and some code inside, means that this code will only execute on the server. Okay, and likewise, if you do client and then do system.print hello client, this will run client side. Okay. Yeah, so if I just pop that down, you'll notice you get hello server, and then 2 seconds later, once the client's loaded the code, hello client. Boom. Yeah, and that's it. One last thing to show you actually is how to print to the console. So you got the, if you didn't catch the last video, the Golem editor, or the E3 IDE, has a console. This console is where all errors get logged. So if I just put a random W in my code, you can get a log of that error happen there. So then you have a history of what your errors are. Okay, and to print to your console, it's really easy. System.out, boom, done, and you'll notice nothing happens in chat. If I open up the window, there you go, hello server. It's right there in the console. Boom. Excellent. That's it. Done. Congrats. Bye.